As we approach 14 years of podcasting, here's a memorable moment from the Ace Awards archives.
We have a caller on line one that says he's Alec Baldwin. Alec?
How are you, man? Long time no speak. How are you?
Good. It's Alec Baldwin. How are you, Alec?
Well, I have a question. I'm calling you. You're always good for this kind of thing. I've had the entire internet shoved up my ass the last few months. Is there anything I could take for that? What do you recommend for that?
Barium and a huge pot of coffee to wash it down with.
Go for the mint flavor on the barium.
Yes.
What I find is... Hold on once again.
Okay.
Sounds like he's asking for a little Mr. Brightside.
Did we call you at an inconvenient time, Alec?
You're getting an insight into my life here right now. Dogs barking, babies crying. Quiet.
Now for some new memorable moments, let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Oh, Baldwin, boy. I will say this. I wasn't going to bring this up, but I made a note, and I always appreciate this, and I think people have to not play so fast and loose with their reputations. And what I'm saying is there's a lot of forces, and they're going, get in this camp or get in that camp, and stick to it, you know. And as I've said many times, funny, I ran into Kathy Griffin the other day at Jimmy's 20th party. Her voice is sort of coming back. She was sweet.
Oh, that's right. She had the voice.
But I've told you guys, she had that thing with the Trump and the head and the whatever. Yeah. And I was hosting like a conservative radio show, and they were saying, Barron Trump saw it and he's traumatized. And I said, I'm not going to say that. He's not. He's fine. You know, like tamp it down. And but when they raid Mar-a-Lago, he's got nuclear codes and he's using it on a coaster under a beer stop. Like, just stop it. Just don't say things and report things that you know aren't true just because it's your whatever. And ironically, I was listening to Dennis Prager. All the conservatives on the right, they all hate Alec Baldwin because he's considered very progressive Hollywood. He's like the poster boy for progressive Hollywood. But Prager was like, he doesn't deserve to be charged for or whatever. And he goes, I don't like Alec Baldwin. I don't like his politics, but he doesn't deserve this. Not this. Nobody should bring charges against him for manslaughter or whatever. And I'm like, okay, now I will tend to believe things that Dennis Prager says as things at least he thinks. At least what I don't know if he's right or he's wrong, but that's what he thinks.
He believes it.
When I hear the guy on the right saying, lock him up and throw away the key, I don't believe you anymore. That's you taking a side. And there are many versions of that on the left as well. Please, you're playing fast and loose with your reputation, your dignity, and how people hear you when you come across. Every once in a while, you have to be the guy on the softball team who calls the other player safe, even when you're on the defense. When you're in the field, you have to go, he legged it out. Like, moving on. You have to do that, and then people will listen to you after that. Yeah. You cannot just be the partisan all the time.
You're Chicken Little then.
Yeah, just be sensible, everybody.
Just be sensible. Wow. Thank you.
For 2023.
Yeah.
Yes.
For New Year's resolution. All right. So before we get into some training topics, there's also another award show that everybody's talking about, the Razzies, of course.
Oh, of course.
And so I don't want to get into too much of the nominations, but there's a story. So
I don't know anything about this. I'm excited.
For Best Actress, they nominated Ryan Kiera Armstrong. She was in a film called Firestarter that also has Zac Efron. She's 12 years old.
Oh, that's
So everybody, of course, a lot of backlash here complaining about her being nominated. This isn't fair. Like, look, we like some of the stuff you guys do. It's funny. It's tongue-in-cheek. Now, remember, like, last year, 2 years ago, they had a whole category. It's like, worst Bruce Willis movie in 2021. And then the story came out. Yeah, that he had neurological damage. They since rescinded that category. So now...
That said, she was shit in that movie.
Yeah.
No.
So Ryan Kiera Armstrong, she was nominated for Worst Actress. And just this morning, they have come out with an apology, the Razzies. So co-founder John Wilson said the criticism is, quote, valid. And as a result, they've removed Armstrong's name from the final ballot that the members will cast next month, and has brought to their attention that this was insensitive. So
how do you get
they're
to be a
sensible
member of the
at that
Razzie
point.
voting community?
I have no idea, actually. I thought maybe it's an online poll. I don't know.
I would like to become. It's probably the same group that gets to decide on the Hollywood Walk of Fame,
Okay.
like who some chef you've never heard of gets one, or some B actor who's been doing AM radio for 100 years gets one. I don't know that it's an exact science. Well, look, then you have to just set a number. You have to go no one under 16 or no one under 18 or something.
Who can take a joke?
Yeah, no minors.
Reasonably. Yeah, no minors is fine.
When I was 12, a Razzie would have been the greatest feather in my cap and the greatest day of my life.
There's still time, dude.
But I'll never be 12 again.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so our Wilson, the Razzies co-founder, says, we believe a public apology is owed to Miss Armstrong and wish to say we regret any hurt she experienced as a result of our choices. So there you go. The Razzies have taken her off the
Didn't
ballot.
Ana de Armas get a Razzie and nominated for Best Actress?
I don't think she was nominated for... Was she nominated for Best
But
Actress?
she was.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
Blonde was supposedly. I didn't even bother seeing it. It was supposed to be pretty bad.
Yeah, the movie was pretty terrible. I tried watching it,
really?
and it was rough.
But
She
how
got
did she
both,
get nominated for both?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I have
Although
I have worst
there's been
actress.
examples of
She's-
people getting nominated in the same year for different roles.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock, for example.
She's the one role.
She was not nominated for Worst Actress.
Oh, she didn't get a
but
Razzie nom?
Blonde is nominated.
Oh, Blonde was
That's-
nominated.
Yeah, so
All
maybe
right.
that's what it was.
Sorry.
All right, so speaking of kids, so there's a viral video that's been going around of this kid. Adam even tweeted about it, and it's crazy. Okay, so the backstory is these two kids have been terrorizing other kids at the park and for several hours, and then so this guy is driving down the street, and these two kids who were terrorizing the other kids cut him off. So he rolls down the window, tells them off, and they start going back and forth. And he sees that these kids are causing trouble. So he starts filming these kids, and he goes over to the park manager to tell on the kid because the park manager's there. It must be a small community. It's not
that a thing?
I guess it's not known where this park exactly is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking at this video now, the adult is the park manager, and he is now going to call this kid's sister and tell him, hey. You got to get your little brother. He's being a little shit.
Oh, I've seen this. The kid starts hitting him.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But no, it's okay. So it's millions and millions of people have seen this. So here's the park manager now trying to call the sister, and you can see this kid just getting up in his face. So go ahead.
The kid's fronting him.
Oh, yeah. Arm behind
Is this
his
clip
back.
one, or is this the whole fight, guys? Because I want clip one.
This
Okay.
is clip one, I think.
He's chest bumping
I haven't
him.
even
yeah,
seen
so-
this one.
What?
I'm gonna get my sister over to whoop your ass.
Okay.
Yeah. So this kid, by the way, shoes are way too big.
Yeah. Just giving away a little height and a little weight.
It's making him look shorter,
this
though.
guy.
I know that.
It's like trying to...
Touch me one more time.
But what is he trying to do?
He's just trying to get in this guy's face. This kid's like 10, 11 years old, right?
It's being belligerent.
Being belligerent.
Is this guy festooned in Alabama gear?
Yeah, maybe this will Dawson where this park is, but he is just not leaving this guy alone. This guy's just trying to get on the phone.
Yeah.
And he's being filmed too, so I wonder if this is adding to why he's trying to act so tough, right? So
I never even saw this part.
yeah, so this is kind of leading up to what's going on. So now we'll play the next clip where after it's like, I'm trying to call your sister and trying to get you out of here. So play clip 2 and we'll see what happens here. So he's just
But
trying
what is
to.
happening? So
this-
the guy, the adult's trying to walk forward.
Yeah,
And the kid's blocking
The
him.
kid's physically
kid's blocking him.
Now the kid starts
Oh, now the
throwing,
kid starts
throwing
punching.
punches.
multiple. He's
Pushes him. He's throwing
Yeah.
overhand rights. You
Now the guy grabs him by the throat and throws him to the ground. And the kid
I love the
shrieks.
squeal.
oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah. So this has caused a lot of controversy online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, he's just a kid. What are you doing?
The controversy is he should have punched him harder.
Yeah, well, see, there are definitely people who support the man. There's a lot of people who are supporting this kid. But if now watch,
Who in their right mind is supporting the kid?
oh, because he's a kid, and you're not supposed to lay your hand on a kid. Now,
I don't know.
Now watch the video. Let's play clip 3.
Well, look, I do want to explain to Brian that we are in upside down land.
I guess so.
And the land we're living in now is, if there's a crazed, junkie, 65-year-old homeless woman who has set up shop in front of your San Francisco bar or candle shop or whatever, and you've asked her 7,000 times to move because she's defecating and shooting up on the sidewalk, and you've contacted the police 10 times to come move her, and they do nothing. At some point, the business owner takes a hose and sprays it at her. And our society, which is so fucked up and upside down now, wants him to apologize, wants to know why he's being so cruel. Not
I have an update
siding
on that guy,
with the business guy who's trying to fucking run a business, and he has Crazy Mary sitting in front of his business screaming at herself the whole time and shooting up, and not the city who won't do their fucking job and come collect Crazy Mary, but the tax-paying guy who just can't take it anymore, who hits her with the spray of a garden hose. By the way, all you asshole pussies, guess why we're here?
Yeah.
This is you. This is you guys. Yes.
Side note, that gallery owner is in jail. He's thrown in
really?
jail. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For the hose?
Yeah. He was tossed in jail.
First,
He was arrested.
really?
Yeah.
In San Francisco.
Of course, yeah.
That's why people are moving out of San Francisco, because you have the crazed non-taxpayer junkie who needs to be either in jail or some form of a facility, and then you have the longtime business guy who's now getting collected up.
Yeah, he was hit with misdemeanor battery charges and jailed on Wednesday.
For water?
Yeah.
For spraying down the homeless woman with a garden hose.
All right, San Francisco, keep going, nut jobs.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Is that a third clip?
Oh yeah, there's a third clip
I
now.
want to see the epic conclusion.
Yeah, so he was screaming, shrieking. Now all these women come up to him.
You need to watch your language. There's fucking shoot me and throw me on the ground.
Oh, Jesus.
This kid.
Yeah, they're like, we saw what happened.
I saw the lights out, right? I was standing there and I taped everything. Alright, this is not gonna... Fuck you and your fucking people and fucking child abuse!
Yeah.
You fucking trying to choke me and throw me on the fucking ground! Fuck you, lady! Fuck you!
It just gave him a speech about his language.
Fuck you, you whore!
Yeah.
Wow. This is the worst kid ever shat out of Vagine. Boy, does this kid bad.
Does this kid have problems?
It's unclear. I mean, people are saying it. Don't blame the kid. Blame the mom. Blame the parents.
True, but
like,
in
there's a
absentia of
lot.
the mom.
There's enough blame to go around.
Yeah, but so that bears the question: like, what should this guy have done if you're getting punched by a kid? And of course, you don't want to hit. You never want to hit a kid. He's definitely showed a lot of restraint throughout that whole entire ordeal.
He was reasonable, I would say.
Yeah, let me explain. Like, the problem with the kids is he gets in front of him, and that doesn't stop him, and then he chest butts him a bunch of times, and that doesn't do anything, and then he throws a sort of half-hearted body punch. By the way, I tweeted this out. You got to learn to work the jab. If you're going to just keep coming with the overhand right, it's easy.
You expose yourself.
It is blockable, and it is Pony Express, Telegram. Here comes the looping right. That guy had no difficulty seeing that kid's looping right. You work that jab. Shove that left in there. You got to learn. People throw an overhand. Then they reload, then they throw it again, then they reload, and they throw it again, and you just put your left arm up and you block every one of them. You got to get both hands moving.
Telegraphing that.
Telegraphing.
The whole time.
All right, so advice for the kids.
Yeah.
I will say the kids, that time I was picked on by the snotty kids on the skateboards in the parking lot of the McDonald's I was cleaning, doing a sweep and a mop of the outdoor area, and they kept coming by on their skateboards making fun of me and calling me a loser and telling me that I missed a spot and I picked that rapper up and stuff. It's funny. They were 30 feet away from me making fun of me on their skateboards, zooming by, doing a little half turn. They'd come by and they'd do a drive-by on me. They'd come at me and they'd peel off.
They'd buzz the tower.
But all I had to do was wait. because they kept getting closer. Because that's what kids do. They butt him. First he starts yelling at him, fuck you. Then he butts him with his chest. Then he gets in front of him and blocks him. Then he throws the right hand to the body, kind of soft. Then he throws an upper overhand right. Then he throws another. But it's sort of like, you got to understand, it's like taking an alligator and like smacking it with a stick. It's like, didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I hit it on the tail of the stick. Now I'm going to hit it on the head with a stick. Like, but at some point,
alligator's going to snap.
It'll make a move.
Right. They can't have a no reaction response, so they have to keep going.
I had two vigilante justice stories you guys all know, but it did involve throwing someone on the hood of a car. It involved throwing that kid with the skateboard on the hood of a car. And later on, in a parking structure at the Sherman Oaks Galleria, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, we all beat up some guy who was terrorizing people. But the point is this. It is up to the community to police these people. I'm sorry. Evidently, there are too many fucked up people, too many crazy people, too many drugs, and not enough cops or counselors or social workers. Like, we are going to have to do a sort of community whatever. And there was that horrible story on that person in the subway like 4 months ago. The woman, like, she was thrown to the ground and the homeless guy was just beating on her and kicking her and stomping her and everything. And at some point, some traveler like came by and the homeless guy like saw him and he stopped beating on the chick who was on the ground.
Yeah.
And then
the traveler guy ran.
The citizen guy ran away and the guy got back to stomping the chick. Sorry, people. You're going to have to risk a black eye and get somebody in a bear hug you have to do something. You can't run away. There was just a story of another guy. The guy was like a Fox weather reporter who was on a subway coming home after watching the Giants game, and a whole group of like teenagers. A group of teenagers, like 15-year-old kids, were like lighting some old man's hair on fire who was on the subway because it's a fucking hellscape now. And he like jumped in and went like, hey, you can't do that. Like, knock it off. And then the entire group turned on him and beating the shit. But he said it was a fairly crowded subway train. Sorry, fellas, you're going to have to jump in. There's no more looking the other way. We need you to intervene. If there's some kid and he's menacing everyone in the park, some dad, some coach, some subway rider, somebody, you got to jump in. We don't have enough cops for all the chaos. Get involved.
Remember the days of defending in honor of a woman?
Oh, my God.
Defending the honor of the bum who's getting his hair set on fire.
Citizens.
Yeah, and by the way, this guy was just an old guy on the subway. Like, it wasn't even passed out or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to. I mean, everyone just kind of just hands off, doesn't want to get involved. And I don't blame them. I mean, personally, if I saw a bunch of teens, they're all bigger than me, to be honest. They could take me. So, and that's my worst fear is when teenagers realize they could take me, and then they do.
But then you got to take that to the grave. I mean, that guy, when that crazy homeless guy was stomping on that poor
insane.
Woman who worked at the airport, that guy literally, he acted like the professor from Lost in Space, where it's like, like his hands like moving. He ran the other direction. Soon as the guy just turned around, he distracted the homeless guy from stomping on
a second,
and the homeless guy got back to stomping. That's on your resume. That's on your permanent record. Yeah. Dude who ran away.
It is your obligation now.
It is now
to have to get involved.
I don't. It's
got drafted.
It's like seeing some kid drowning in a lake. You know, you got to jump in.
Dive in.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. And by the way, if people did more of that, stuff would stop.
Right now, like that guy who was filming that kid, he should have stopped filming. Just got that kid in a bear hug from the back and just held him down. I mean, that's what you have to do. And I also think that because everybody's filming things, like people kind of amp it up just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
There's a segment of the population, I believe.
Yeah. It's sad. All right. Well, let's move on to there's some more hitting going on, but this is a new sport that Dana White is involved with.
The slapping.
Yeah.
thing.
What is this? Like, it's called slap fighting, and there's a power slap league, which, by the way, very odd that Dana White's involved with this, considering the fact that he's in a whole slapping controversy with his wife.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like earlier this year, New Year's Eve party in Mexico, Dana White and his wife were filmed arguing, then getting into a physical altercation with each other, and then they slapped each other. She slaps Dana, and then Dana slaps her back. They both admitted that they both admitted to it. They apologized. And they said, like, look, we were drunk. Sorry, it happened. We're moving on with it. Please, everyone else, move on with it too. So anyway, smash cut to now. There's a power slap league. Have you seen the footage of this?
I've seen it. It's a lot of big, burly, sort of Eastern Bloc looking guys who do the slap. I don't know how it works.
You just take turns slapping each other until someone gives up. That's how it works.
It's opt-in, so knock yourself. No pun intended.
I know. I just I worry more about the people who watch than the people who participate. You know.
Yeah.
I feel that way about certain things where I'm like, who does this attract and why? And then why are you enjoying watching someone getting slapped? But I will say this. There's got to be rules, and there's got to be a no beard league. Guys, there's a lot of beard. Some of these guys have a lot of beard, and that offers a degree of protection.
Sure.
And I feel the same way with the UFC. Like, hey, you want one of those men's grooming commercial things where the thing's got 5 different titanium blades and a flashlight built into it, and you want to go that sort of Rico Suave beard? Knock yourself out. You're going full lumberjack. It's a big deal. It's like there are no gloves or 3-ounce gloves or 10-ounce gloves or 8-ounce gloves or Mexican gloves with less padding and the whatever. Like, you got 5 inches of nap on your face.
That's a really good point. I'd be interested in knowing scientifically how much cushion the like a big bushy beard would provide to like a slap or a punch. I'm guessing not an insignificant amount.
Yeah.
Oh, especially a slap where you would lose the burn from the slap, right? Because it's not just directly on skin. So yeah, we should have every guy in every fighting sport hairless. Let's just make him completely hairless. That's eyebrows, everything.
Just fucking hair head to toe.
Yes.
That's right. I
You won't be
agree.
able to tell who's fighting. They all look alike.
Yeah, this is a thing that's taken off, I don't know, like pickleball or something.
It has, and I mean, it's all over the internet, Twitter clips, everything, and people are really worried because, one, you are getting hit without any protection other than your beard, and there's some severe neurological damage that could happen to this. Like, doctors are like, why are we going with this? This is terrible.
Dudes are getting like the stiff arm knockout, you know what I mean? Like you see on kickoffs sometimes.
Yeah, they're getting knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
can't be good.
So anyways, Dana White is investing into this, so we'll see where it goes. But I'm not a fan either. All right, let's go. Since we're talking sports too, Damar Hamlin. A lot of controversy with him appearing at that Bengals game.
Really?
The other day, yeah.
Because it wasn't him. I heard like it wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. So he comes. It's his first public appearance since the accident on the 2nd when he had suffered the cardiac arrest, and he comes in, but he's wearing a full mask with sunglasses, and he walks into the stadium, and he's in the suite, and he's wearing it the whole time, right? Doesn't show his face at all. So a lot of conspiracy theories. One, that's a body double. Yeah,
I heard that.
2, something's wrong with his face that they don't want us to find out. Like, there's just a lot of people talking. Why isn't he showing his face at his first public appearance? He's just completely covered. I mean, we could probably pull up a picture of him somewhere.
Ben has something cryptic written on the screen, which is a 2020 study says beards evolved to soften impacts of punches and protect the jaw. Beards evolved?
Our beards
That's what research says.
have evolved to cushion our faces from punches?
I find that dubious, but okay.
Beards evolved to absorb punch to jaw.
I need a source.
So says, so that's why as a society men started wearing beards.
Oh, it evolved as fashion or evolved as biology?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
don't
biology
know.
part I find hard to
you
believe.
can keep reading it.
I have the beard because my wife likes it. I'd shave it if I could, but now I realize she's just worried about
You're
me.
locked in, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, sorry. Yeah, he was wearing big white sunglasses. And so But is the conspiracy like the anti-vax guys, or like he got vaxxed and that took him down?
There's definitely
and now,
a lot of that.
Now
something happened to his face.
Double.
Yeah, they're not telling us something. Like something happened, and the NFL's being hush hush because if anything comes out, of course, then their whole vaccination, their mandates are going to go out the door. They're going to get sued by everybody. Like there's going to be a huge thing, so they have to cover this up. This is a tinfoil hat, Chris.
And there's no latest. There's no update.
Oh, well, there is an update.
Come out and said it's me.
Well, so first off, Josh Allen came out.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, he was on a podcast. He's like, yeah, that's stupid. He came into the locker room. We saw him. There's zero chance. That was definitely him. That's not a...
Josh Allen has the maximum amount of beard I will accept in my slapping league competition.
Yeah.
That's the most beard you can have. That's style beard,
light.
Not protection beard.
Yeah, exactly. It's spaced out. So... Yeah, Josh says there's absolutely zero chance. He was with us pregame, postgame. He was up in the suite, so people need to stop that shit. Is what he said. And then this Demar posted this clip of or this picture of him, excuse me, with just the word clone with like a happy face or something
He's
like that.
having fun with it.
Yeah, so he's having fun, but that was a huge deal. During the game.
I didn't hear about it. I just saw that, unfortunately, they were trying to do cutaways, but it was snowing so hard.
Yeah.
You couldn't see him through the tinted glass. And the thing, I don't know, all the heart stuff with the hands, that's all fucked out. I'm done with the heart thing. That's this thing before his heart stopped working?
Yeah,
I believe it was. I mean,
maybe that caused it. All this emphasis on the heart was too much.
Oh, he's focusing too much on it.
Like defibrillator paddles.
Yeah, maybe it's ironic, or it's the great magnet caught up to him. Like, hey, I'm going to stop you from doing all the heart insignias with your hand. And all the players, I end hate, find love. All this shit on everyone's helmets. Just get back to kicking each other's asses.
Yeah.
I honestly would have been, as a young kid, if I found out that Jack Lambert was hugging it out with Roger Staubach at the end, or Dan Pastorini, exchanging jerseys and doing the love sign. It would have hurt the game for me significantly. I knew that Jack Lambert of the Pittsburgh Steelers hated the other team, hated their quarterback, and would never be getting in a prayer circle or hugging it out or doing the jersey exchange or the heart hand sign thing. I liked it that way. It's like a little element of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And they liked it that way, and they kept it that way. It's getting to all the end racism and end hate and love and all this shit. It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm over the heart thing, too.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's see. Oh, let's talk about Pam Anderson. She has a new book coming out. Love, Pamela.
Oh.
Yeah. It's and she talks about how the sex tape. She thinks that sex tape is what led to the end of her marriage with Tommy Lee. Ultimately, but there's another story that everyone's talking about, and it involves Tim Allen.
Yes.
Remember, she was the first Tool girl on Tool Time.
That's right.
Before Debbie Dunning.
The glory days.
Yeah. Oh, you think so?
I don't know.
I like Debbie Dunning better personally.
If the sex tape didn't come out, they would be going on year 31 and still going strong today.
They'd be on a rocking chair.
Growing old together. That's not the Tommy Lee and Pam I know.
Well, we'll never know now because of that sex tape. But so she says she got the gig at Home Improvement in '91. She's 23 years old, and when she was filming, Tim Allen walks out and he flashes her. He's wearing a robe, flashes her quickly, and he's completely naked underneath, right outside of her dressing room. And he says, "It's only fair because I saw you naked. Now we're even." And then she said she laughed uncomfortably. Now, Tim Allen is denying this.
Sounds like something a comedian would do.
Yeah, he was 37 at the time.
Look, it's going to be he said, she said.
Right.
And no one's really going to ever know the truth because no one else was there. The only way we can find out whether he did this or not is by measuring his cock. If he has a big hog, then he
Chris,
definitely
hold
did
on.
it.
Oh,
if he's got a microphallus, he definitely didn't do
You
it.
would never do
This
that.
is the move of a guy with a nice hog. This is a shower, not a grower.
Right.
Kind of a hog.
It takes a certain length to want to do that.
You have to have
To be able to do it.
yes, you have to have a decent sized cock to even think about pulling this shit off. It's kind of like, did he take his shirt off at the ball game when he was watching the Dodge game? I don't know. Let me see what he looks like with his shirt off. You know what I mean? Like guys that have big hogs. It cannot be a coincidence that everybody who gets some sort of leaked dick pic on the internet has a huge dick. If this was just a straight across the board leaked dick pic thing, there'd be medium and small size dicks. It's always, oh my God,
Right.
you see that?
They're always,
Right.
It's a self-selecting sample.
So I know Tim a little bit, but I know Kevin Hench, who always writes for him, and I can ask him how big Tim's dick is.
Yeah,
Please.
need to know.
And if Tim has a big dick, then he definitely did it. And if he has a small dick, then he definitely didn't do it. And I have to go full tool time and get out a tape measure.
Right.
And strap my bags on.
Yeah.
And get to the bottom of this. It also feels it feels like something he would do goofing around.
Yeah, it sounded, when I read it sounded like he was joking about an accident that happened. Like, it accidentally shot himself. It's like, well, I guess that's we're even now.
Yeah, this is day one of her filming. So this is his like, hey.
Welcome to set.
Welcome, yeah.
And also these things are kind of like, it's like getting mad at grandma for saying the colored boy next door will mow the lawns. Like, you're not allowed. Yeah, well, and when everyone fucked around, like I used to be on sets in the 90s. People fucked around. People did stuff.
Yeah.
People made comments to people. People grabbed a bun or whatever. Like all the stuff that is, we all pretend like we would never do and has never happened and can't. And oh my God, oh, what did you do? Commonplace.
Yeah.
Commonplace.
Kirstie Alley said that at the Cheers set they did a bunch of stuff like that all the time.
Our gay costume designer for the Juggies.
You can just say costume designer.
Yeah. He would get behind one of the Juggies with big boobs, grab them both, and shake them in front of us. Like, I wish if you're gay, you can do it. You know, like, I bet you wish you had some of this. You know what I mean? They'd just be laughing the whole time. Now you can then go back and write a book, and then all the super pious people can go, oh my goodness, what? No. Stop it. This is people fucked around.
Yeah.
People fucked around a lot.
It's a product of the times.
Yes. Yeah, so he could have done it, and if it was in some sort of context and whatever. And the reason you know that it was what it was is because if it is a thing, and I get it was different times, but what I'm saying is if it is, there were things back then that crossed the line. And if they did cross the line, you would just go talk to the manager, the stage guy, or the producers or something. Like, you would go, hey man, this guy, he's doing blah, blah, blah. Like, there was some of that, but this didn't cross the line of the time. That's what I'm saying.
We should take that into account when we hear stories like this.
But we also have to figure out how big his dick is.
Yeah.
Is there anything online, Ben, about
there has to be something.
Tim Allen's dick? Like I said, this is big dick energy bathrobe move.
It is.
That's how you know that we can solve this problem.
Yeah, you should be thanking Pam for writing this story. Yeah. All right. Do you guys want to do one more? You guys. Okay, let's do one more here.
I'm having a good time.
Me too, man. It's so good. It's so good to have you back. Let's see. Okay, so there's this viral video of this girl at the gym, right? Her name's Jessica Fernandez. She's a video game and lifestyle content creator.
Okay.
AKA probably like a Twitch star. So she went viral because she went to the gym and she's recording herself working out. But she says there's this guy behind her who keeps staring at her. So the whole time she's just talking to her microphone like, this guy's crazy. I'm so offended that he's. And then I guess after, you could just play it on mute. It's fine. And then after she's done working out, he walks over to her and helps her like rack her weights. And she's like, this guy is ridiculous. He just keeps staring at me the whole time. Now you could kind of see him kind of kind of just staring as she's working out and filming herself. And yeah, so and everyone's wondering, like, so they're now once again, this has the internet divided. Like, one, she's asking for it, like the way she's working out, she's filming herself. It already looks odd, and two, this guy's an asshole, and nobody should be looking at girls at the gym, you know. But other people are saying, like, look, he was just looking. Like, there's nothing wrong with him just glancing to see his surroundings. He may have not exactly been checking you out the whole time.
I don't know. What do you think? It's a little weird that he's not working out himself. He's just kind of sitting there leaning and looking.
He's definitely done some working out in his life because he's pretty yoked.
Is he working there?
Yeah.
Is he like a trainer?
Unclear. I doubt it because I think that it would have said that.
Look, there's a couple things I don't think people get. It's that kind of like, I got a dragon tattooed on my forehead, and then you walk into Starbucks and you start looking at it, and then they're like, what are you looking at? It's like,
yeah,
I am trained since the caveman days that if I see something that distracts me or catches, I will inadvertently like look up. And when a dude sees hot chick and basically sports bra and panties, like walk by, you just look. You don't think about it. There's like a look. And I would say, for good or for bad, let's make this analogy. We got a picture of Tim Allen in a Speedo.
Oh, great. Is there a noticeable bulge?
Yeah. That's too thick of a Speedo.
Yeah.
Can you zoom in, Ben, all the way? Just enhance?
No conclusive evidence here.
No, but
I need more hog.
More hog. All right, let me say this.
Well, let me read her statement too before. So this guy she writes, this guy kept making me extremely uncomfortable at the gym. This is why I'll end up crying on stream because I feel so grossed out at times with the amount of sexualization I experience. Hopefully this spreads awareness for girls who experience this type of treatment at the gym.
I don't like the professional victim stuff, and I also don't like there's a couple things. There is a phenomenon when women, like when one woman goes, like there's like four women, and one woman goes, oh my God, don't you hate it when you're just going to the gym and all you want to do is work out and everyone is staring at you just because you got a pair of yoga pants on? And then the other chick can't go, I'm too fat and dumpy, no one cares about me. They got to go, oh my God, yes, every time, because you're sort of, you know what I mean? Because you do the math. If you just go, that's never happened, then that means no one thinks you look good in your Lululemons. But can we leave it at this? I don't know what the guy was doing. She's wearing the sports bra and the almost panties in there. You're going to get looked at. You're going to get looked at. Now, I assume you dress that way, maybe because you want to be looked at, or you should expect it. But I would say this. How about this? We say to people all the time in L.A., do not go around at night with your gold Rolex on. Like, don't do it. And then people can go, why not? It's my Rolex. I pay it. And I'm like, the word to the wise.
True.
You are going to get rolled, or you're going to get jacked. Like, don't go into this neighborhood, or don't even go. L.A.'s like, don't leave your house with your big fat Rolex on or something. I would say same thing with women. Good or bad, you want to go to the public gym in the little short, clingy panties with the midriff showing and the sports bra, you will be looked at. You may not like it. It may not be right. I don't think stealing of the Rolex is right. But if you do not want to get looked at, do not dress that way. Or if you do want to get looked at, dress that way. Meaning you shall be looked at. That's the reality. That's where we're at. I wish we were more evolved. As a society, we're not.
That is
so if you're going to go out that way, or you're going to put a gold Rolex on and head out to Hollywood night, shit can happen.
Like, I've trained myself at the gym to not just look at anybody. Right. I look at women because I don't want them to think I'm looking at them, right? So I'll just like keep my head up and
just
then
look up or down. That's
look up or down. But then my form's bad because
We have a side view of Tim in a Speedo.
Okay, here we go.
Same scene, but
it looks like he's got a little happening down there.
Yeah, there's something. There's something.
So he very
Okay.
He's filling up the Speedo.
Okay.
So he.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Oh, you know what, Pam? I'm
could
on
even
your
be
side.
folded.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, sorry, Pam.
Well, we've scientifically settled this.
Sorry that absolutely happened to you, Pam.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. We have outro or not? All right. Me, Solana Beach, coming up, belly up. Oh, wait a minute. That show's sold out, isn't it?
I think there's some
just
tickets
told me.
available, but yeah, there's an early show and a late show. Just go.
Oh, all right. That's February 5th. You can go to adamcarolla.com, West Palm Beach coming up. Just go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. Leanne Morgan, you can go to leannemorgan.com and check that out. And, of course, Bald Bryan.
Hooray.
The Film Vault, everybody, to keep up with Bryan. And you can also get some Shrinkage books, a very good book, signed by Bald himself at brianbishop.com. And
I'll personalize that shit with the drop if you like.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I've done it almost every time.
Until next time, I'm Carolla for Max Pata and Leanne and Bryan saying mahalo.